Hello. I will try to explain a little how the CTD works. So whenever we take that CTD or device, we put it inside the water. We take some values and then we take it out from the water and we turn it off. The device that we put inside the water is called the probe, and whenever we turn it on, it starts taking some data. And when we turn it off, this data that it has been taken is registered in a file. So this probe or the CTD is composed of a number of sensors. So the data it takes is normally made of millivolts, and it adds also to it the time and the date. So when after a number of usage of the CTD or the probe, you get a number of files that are ready to be treated by the software we have. So how can we use this millivolts data that are in millivolts? Normally in the software there's a number of mathematical formulas, and these formulas are related to a number of coefficients. So when you take the one value from here in millivolts, you apply the formula on it, and depending on the coefficients you have, you get the data in you get the number you want you get what you really wanted to measure. For example, if you want to measure pressure, you get some result in this C bar or in bar or anything. So when we talk about calibrating, when we have taken the CTD, we have heard a lot about the CTD is not calibrated, and this was a very big mistake, because it's not the CTD that should be calibrated, it's the software that should be calibrated. The CTD will always give you millivolts, but this software must be able to give the correct coefficients, so to convert this millivolts to the right values in conductivity or oxygen level or anything else. So when we calibrate a CTD or another machine that is used for measures, I guess, we calibrate the coefficients that are in the software. We calibrate the software, not the device, not the electronic device that we put inside the water. So after some attempts to calibrate in the software, we had a lot of experiments, and then we had some coefficients. These coefficients that when you have them in your software, you go and you extract the data from the probe. So the data come here from the probe. It goes to, when you connect your probe to your computer, it goes to the software, and the software, what does it do? It takes this data and it adds to it the coefficients that are in your software, and it puts the result in a what we call an SRD file. So in this SRD file, you find the data from the probe that normally contains the millivolts that were taken by the sensors, and the date and the time, plus the coefficients from the software. So let's have a look at an SRD file. I have put all the SRD files we may need in a folder called all SRD files. And remember, I've talked to you about calibration. So there are actually 3 sets of coefficients. When we just took it before we did any modification, there were some coefficients, and then after some experiments we had another coefficient, and then in the end we had these coefficients in the calibration 2 and calibration 1. So now we have like 3 sets: calibration 0, calibration 1, and calibration 2. So let's go a little further. For example, to this calibration 2, what we were using in the end. And okay, I will do an example that we have already tried. This is SRD file, edit with Notepad++. So let's look at it. So what do you see here? You see that we have our coefficients that were in the software and were copied to the SRD file. And guess what is this? All these things that we cannot read. These are the millivolts that were taken by the CTD when it was inside the water, and they are in a format that we cannot read. So our objective now is to transform this to a format that we can read. So how to do this? It's nothing difficult. You just go to your to your is to your software. The software you will find it here in this folder called SDA Sure, and this is our software. So when you open it, you get this. So I go here, option, and export data file, and let's look for it. Yes, what do you want? What do I want to export? I want to export the date. The date is given by a variable called int dt date. The time is the same variable but time, pressure, and then here I can decide how many decimals I want. 2. If I want 3, I can put in here 3 and click on change. It will become 3. Temperature, how many decimals. Conductivity, how many decimals. All the oxygen level in milligram, in milliliter, and the oxygen level in percentage. So all this, you just use whatever you take whatever you want. You can have all kind of personalization here. So after that you have decided what you want, you click on close, and now he tells you what is the SRD file you want to convert. So let's go back to our image. So I want to convert my this is the second important aspect of the software, is to convert the SRD file that cannot be read by humans to a TOB file that can be read by humans. So what is going to happen? Your software will take the SRD file, will take the same coefficients that were in the SRD file and put them in the TOB file, and then we'll take this data that was here you were not able to read, we'll put it in a readable format. Let's see how this happens. So we were talking about which one we will take. Let's say, for example, this number 15. Why not? Number 15. Okay, show. Nice. So I want to put this number 15 with the TOBs. I have created a folder called TOBs in which I put all the TOBs I get. So okay, go. So by the way, let's have some information here. This X9, it means September 9. 11, it means the 11th of September at 12:00 exactly. So at 12:00, the moment we took data from this probe and put it in the software. So and this number 15 is just a number. It's like when we took the data from the probe, there were many files, and just give it this number 15 and numeration. Okay, enregistré. Voila. So now we got our TOB file. Let's go and have a look at how a TOB file looks like. So TOBs. This is the last one we were talking about. This number 15. Good. And edit with Notepad++. And bingo, you have the same. Where is it? Let's open this now. I will open to you this number 15. The number 15 is LD, and the number 15 TOB. So if you look, you have the same coefficients. These are the coefficients. If you look here and there, when I will change the screen, they don't change. Same coefficients. You see, the coefficients were just copied, but the data that was here in the SLD in a non-readable format, completely useless. You can now read it in a readable format, and you have some interesting things here. You have at 11 September 2013 at 11:32 you have turned on your CTD, and then you put it in the water and etc. So now we can use we can use this data in a useful way. So at 11:32 on the 11th September, what happened? We go back to our all SRD file folder, all SRD files folder. We go to the CTD data Excel file in which we have everything. And let's see. So we said 11. So 11 September, it's not this one that I need. Maybe it's here. 11 September, no. Oh my god, that's it. 11 September 2013 at 11:33. This is what we need. So this is what we need at 11:32. So it's like approximately the same time. We need to copy this data to our Excel so that we can complete our Excel. How to do that? Very simple. You click on Control plus A to select everything, then Control plus C to copy, then you open a new file, good, and Control plus V, so everything is copied now, and you come here, you get rid of all this, you get rid of this comma dots, I don't know how they call it, them, get rid of them, very nice. Control A again, Control C to copy, and you come here and you click on Control V, and you come to this past option and you click on Use Text Import Wizard, and you choose Fixed Widget, Next, General, Finish. Voila, it's done. It's ready to use at 11:32. 11:32. It's very compatible with what we have here. On the 11th September, we have done this. Data collection with the CTD. So now we just need some formatting. Control X, Control V, good. And I can do some more formatting, or I don't think there's any formatting needed here. So this is what we really needed. And I will register, save this. This is a very good result. And what we need now, well, I think now you know how to do it. What I will just say some more things. Yes, please, whenever you do some file, take it here. Oh my God. Control X and put it, copy it in the tasted file. So move it to the tasted file. Don't leave it long, so that we know what we have already treated. And what else we can say? Okay, I think that's very good. We don't need now these files at all. Okay, so go, and I think the best thing to do in the end is to re-explain how this how it's working. So to re-explain that, we go back to our image. Now it's here. So the probe is the device that we put inside the water. Whenever we put inside the water, of course the probe contains a lot of sensors. So these sensors start taking values, and these values, it adds to them the date and the time, and they are saved in a number of files inside the probes. So when you connect your probe to your computer and you open and you go to your software and you do the communication between the probe and the software, it tells you that 5 or 6 files are in the probe. So you say, yes, extract them for me, please. So it extracts them, and as I told you, it adds the coefficients from the software, and everything is being saved in SRD files. So very important to understand and very important to remember. The coefficients exist in your software. It's the software that must have the right coefficients to do the right conversion from millivolts to the conductivity or to the oxygen level or to whatever. So it's the software that must be calibrated. It's not the probe. It's not what you put inside the water that must be calibrated. This is very capital to understand. So once you have done that, and you did the extraction, you get an SRD file containing this data, the millivolts, the data that was in the probe, plus the coefficients that you had. So now We don't need these coefficients anymore. What we do, we have to convert this SRD file to TOB file. Why? Because this TOB file will give us the data in a form that we can read. Because if you remember, the SRD file are forms that we cannot read. You remember, SRD file look like that, so you cannot read this. Meanwhile, TOB files look like that. You can read this. Good. So, we do this conversion, and what is very good here is that this TOB file keeps the same coefficients that were in the SRD file. And when we will talk in class, we will explain why this is very important. But for now, this is the basic thing that you must understand and know about the CTD and how it works. Okay, thanks. I hope this is useful. See you in class.